Hey guys, today's topic on Excel for a 365 days of Excel journey is on tables. So how can you create your data into a table? Now, what a table? We need to know that first. So when we are talking about table, it are those are ranges that has been converted into table. So this is the data range that we have. This can be converted into a table. Now this is non-filtered or a range, you can say. When you're talking about data in Excel, this is the range that has been selected. How can you convert a range into a table? Yeah. So there are various ways in which you can convert a range into a table. Is first you select the data and you see the smart selection from where you can convert it into tables. So you have this table, pivot table, and all. But we'll not get into smart section because in our older version, you do not have smart section. So we select this data, go to insert, and you have this option insert within the insert tab on the ribbon. You have this tables group in which you have this option called table. Yeah. So we are converting a range into a table. Okay. So this is one way of converting your data into a table. So I have to select this data, which I've already click on table, and it asks me for the data where my range is. If I do not select the data, it will. So let me explain you this particular pop-up. So this particular option shows you which range I have selected, which has to be converted into a table, and whether my table has headers or not. So if I say my table doesn't have a header, it will be removed as a header. So I'll just click it. Always good to have headers when you are having tables as well. Okay. So if I say okay, you'll see there is a change in this particular range that has happened. So it has got converted into a table. And alternatively, you get two new options over here on the ribbon. On this particular ribbon, you have got this new option that is design, in which you can have summarize table, remove duplicates, convert to range. Yeah. So right now we are just talking about how we can create a table. We'll check about what all things we can do, all these various tools that are available to use or modify your tables. First, we are creating the table. So this is very simple. So we created a table and there's a new option that has come in, that is design on the menu bar. Okay, let me remove this again, clear the entire part. Okay, now again it has been into range. So there is no table right now. Okay. So this was one way of creating a table, getting into insert, clicking on table, and you got the table. Alternatively, what you can do is I can select this entire data and from your keyboard shortcut. So if I go to my keyboard, yeah, let me select this data. So I have selected this data from the keyboard. So we have seen it, how it can do it from the ribbon. Same way, alternatively, if I have to access the ribbon, as you know, if I press L, it will give me the option to create insert, which is N. So I click on N and the table option that we get is T. So I click on T. So you get this option and I can say OK. Okay, that's the same option. But there is another keyboard shortcut which you can use to convert a range into a table, that is Control T. This is a direct shortcut. You do not need to access the ribbon. This is a direct keyboard shortcut. If you press Control T after selecting the data, or if you just press Control T, without selecting the data as well. So if I have placed my cursor here, I press Control T. Yeah, it opens the data. Now I can select from this range, I can select what data I want to convert into table. Yeah, I will say whether my table has a header or not. Yes, and I'll say OK. Yeah, pretty clear. So we saw how we can do it from the ribbon. We saw it how we can do it from the keyboard through keyboard as well. Okay. So this is how you create table. Now there are various uh, ways in which you can design this table. Yeah. So the design has various options. Okay. So how we can design this table is let me show you that. So suppose I have created this table. Let me create the table. I say, okay. Now I have various design. Now, if I go to the design tab on the menu that has appeared, once I click on this table, if I go outside, it will not show you the design tab. You see the design tab has gone. Once I click on the table, there is a design tab that comes in for the table tools. Now, once I click on the table tools, you have this table styles. We'll see one by one as I told you. Table styles gives you various styles in which you can format the table. So if I click on the arrow, there are various styles that are available. Yeah. Okay. I can use this to make my table look better or the formatting look better. Or I can just clear all the styles. Yeah. I can just keep the blank style. Yeah. Or I can create my own style. So I go to new table style and have this various styles that I can use, which you can explore. I can format, have the fonts and all being selected. Yeah. I can have a total row. Yeah. I can click on to total row, which will total out everything. I'll say, okay. Yeah. So there are various things that you can do with a table. Right now, I'll select one of the format that I always use for my table. So I go to design. I have used this format. So you can design or format your table as in how you like it. Yeah. So this is one of the way that is table style within this design. Okay. So this is nothing but to format your table as in you like it. Now let's come to the left side of this ribbon, design table. Here you have the table name. You can change the table name. So I can have my first table. Yeah. So I changed the name of this table to my first table. So this particular table would be used for creating a pivot or any other purpose which you can use this table for. I can use it within the formula as well. So I can say is equal to sum. This is just an example. I can write my first table, my first table, my first table, and I can sum what I want to sum. So you can see soon as I put my square bracket, it shows me all the table headers. So I can say, give me the sum of units. Yeah. I press tab, close the square brackets and say enter. You can see. So you can use the table as a database. If anyone has used the database, you can use it that way once you create it into a table. Yeah. So you can give a name to the table. As I told you, going to the design, I can rename this table and give it a new name altogether. Or what I can do is I can resize the table. Okay. So I have this table. I click on, I do not have any other values below, but tomorrow I may end up putting more values to it. So I can say resize my table. I click on resize my table. If you have not seen me again, I'll show you. I'll just mark this so that you can see how where to resize. So this is the place where you in the properties uh, group within the design section, you can see the resize table option. So as soon as I click on resize table, I'll say resize table. Yeah, it gives me an the same option, but it will ask me to further increase my selection. So I may select this entire thing and have the tables being extended till 20 because I may enter the data at a later date. So I say okay. And you can see the table has been extended till 20. Okay. So this is one way of resizing your table. Yeah. So I can either resize the table by this way, or there is a, if you see here, there's a small icon at the corner of the table. You see this? So as soon as I move my cursor here, so let me move my cursor here, I can just drag this, then click here. Yeah, so you can see that my cursor has changed. Let me show you once again. As soon as I bring my cursor to this small section here at the bottom rightmost corner of the table, you will find the cursor which is in a different way. It is changed into a plus sign. As soon as it comes here, it changes into a plus sign. Now I can make make the size a little smaller. I need to, it's very small, so I need to hold that. I'm not able to hold it. Just give me 1 minute. Yes. You can see it. I have increased the size of the cursor table. I've taken it till 25. Further, I can decrease the size of the cursor, size of the table. Let me do that. Why I'm not able to do it? I'm just checking it. I should get, yes, I should be able to do it. Bring my cursor here so that I can check the table. Yes, let me see why it is not doing it. So I've extended the table size. You can see me, you have seen me already done it. Let me make it much smaller. Not able to click that particular square, which helps to drag. Or I can use the resize option again. It's not allowing me to drag somehow. So I can design, I say resize, and I can make this table much smaller as compared to the previous one. You can see the table size has been reduced to 18. Yeah, to the 18th row. Yeah, so you can make your table smaller, bigger as and how you require it. Yeah. And if you want to resize it by any ways, you can do that. Yeah. Usually I use this particular option, but somehow I'm not able to catch it and drag it. But the better option would be to go in the design section and resize it. That way we would be able to do it very quickly. Yeah. The next way of resizing your table is by adding row, adding column. So I can add a new column saying that I have a category. So if I just type in here, you'll see the column automatically getting added to the table. So if I type it just beside the table, just next to the column, next, if I just type anything as a header, just next to the table, you'll find the table would automatically incorporate that into it. See this? The category has come into inside the table. So this is how you can extend your table by adding more columns. Yeah, so this is one of the way again to resize your table. Okay, so what we have done till now is we have formatted the table, we have renamed our table, we have resized our table. Next is we can use the filters. You can use the filters. You can refer my filter video, the section or the videos on data filters to use this. It's the same way as we had in those videos. So the data filters are nothing different as compared to what I have shown in my data filter video. So I'll just skip that. So you can use this filter in the tables as well, but it will filter only the data for the table. So if I have anything outside the table, so suppose I have this particular section outside the table, it will not filter it. So if I want to check any data which is of 95, okay, you see, or any other, sorry, I'll change it to 36. You see, it has only filtered the data which is available in the table, not which is separate from the table. Yeah, so that's the important point I wanted to bring to your notice. So anything within the data would be filtered out, not outside the table. Okay. The next section that we have in the design tab is to summarize the table. So if I want to summarize my table, I'll just click on a summarize with a pivot table. It will create a pivot on the existing sheet, or you can create it on the new sheet. We'll cover this topic in pivot table section. Right now, I'll not cover it. So you can summarize your data using pivot tables as well. I can remove duplicates. So if there are any duplicates in my, suppose I have duplicates in region, I want to remove that. So I'll say, okay. So it has removed all the duplicates from my table. Yeah, right now I want to all this record. I'll just keep it as it is. So it is used to remove the duplicates. So I have from this particular tools, we have seen summarize with a pivot table, which we'll see in the pivot table videos when we do it, how we create pivot tables through tables. We can remove duplicates. We can insert a slicer. Now this is very important. I want to have a close look into it. So if I want to filter out this data, this is one of the part where I can filter out the data. I can also include size slicer. So I can say insert slicer on region. Yeah. And I'll say, okay. Okay. As soon as I get this particular box, I can just click on whatever data I want to see. So suppose I want to see a data only for central region. Then the table automatically gets filtered out using that. So it is a kind of filter, but it's more sophisticated, good looking, wherein you can have just select what you want to select. Yeah, I can remove this filter, or you can have multiple other filters, can have multiple selections as well. Okay, so this is a slicer that can be used on the table. We can use this on pivot tables as well. We'll see it in a pivot table section. Yeah. So from these tools, what we have seen is summarizing table, remove duplicates, insert slicer. Now I can convert to range. I can, again, I do not want this to be a table. I want this to be a range. So I'll just say convert to range. Yeah. Do you want to convert the range? And it will be converted to your normal range. Yeah. So this is now converted into a normal range. If I click on this, you will see there is no design tab available because it has been converted to a range. It is not a table anymore. Yeah. So if I have to convert to table again, say Control T. Oh, sorry. I'll say Control T. I'll say OK. Now it is table again. Okay, I go to design. So what we have seen is the properties tab. We have seen the tools that are being used. External tables, again, if I have to export any data from any other external table, I use it. If I want to refresh it, after exporting the data from an external table, I can refresh this table to get that data again. Now, what we need to look in as a report, as a table part is the table style option. So I can have this clicked saying that header is a row or not a row. Yeah, if I do not want the header row, if I want the header row, if I want a total row, if I want a total to be included here, you can see there is a total been included. I do not want it as of now. I want the first column to be highlighted, which I have done right now. Last column, yeah, branded columns. You can see this. There's a change that is happening. I'll just keep my cursor somewhere else. So, oh, I need to keep it within the table. So I say design. Again, I go to design, and what we are exploring is the table style options, all the options within this table. So we have seen the header row, we have seen the total row and the banded rows. As you can see, it removes the bands from the rows. It makes them into a normal row. Yeah. You can have the first column, last column, banded columns. You can see as we had banded rows, it is giving me banded columns. So I do not want banded rows or banded columns. Filter button. If there are any filter buttons which are available, you do not want the filter buttons on the table, I can remove them or you can put the filter buttons. Yeah. So this is how you can style your table, how you want it to be seen to your colleagues or your manager or anyone whom you want to show this table in a dashboard. Mostly I use this kind of thing in a dashboard where I can filter out using a slicer. I use pivot tables and filters subsequently so that I can see the data as well. So that's the use case from my end towards using tables in my data. I hope you understood how you can insert table in your data or convert your data into a table and use it for various purposes. Hope you understood the concept. That's more important. Hope you like this video. Do like it, share it across with your colleagues who want to learn Excel. Comment if you want me to cover any of the topics related to table or any other topics which are very important for your work perspective and you want me to cover it within this 365 days of Excel journey. And yes, do not forget to subscribe to my channel because that's how you are going to get all my videos directly to your inbox. Thank you so much.